Time for our Friday night showstopper, and it is the one and only superstar Amitabh Bachchan, who at the age of 73 has come up with another hit in the film Piku. How does Mr. Bachchan keep going? That's what I asked him on his latest reinvention and plenty more. Listen in. Thank you very much, Mr. Bachchan, for joining us. First of all, congratulations on your latest success, Piku. It seems that you just moved from one mountain peak to another.
Thank you so much, Rajdeep. Really kind of you to say that. We're all extremely excited, and obviously talking to you has always been a great pleasure.
You know, I'm going to ask you though, before we come to the big questions, to give us that constipated look that you had in that film. You know, do you want to give us the Piku constipated look?
Well, we've left that behind in the film, so you know, I'm far away from that look and that condition, if I may say so. So far, life has been good to me, especially my bowel movements. So keep me out of it.
You know, from South Hindustani in the late 60s to Piku today, one of the amazing things is how you keep reinventing yourself. Is there a conscious? Has that been something you've consciously attempted, or have you just been lucky?
Yeah, absolutely right. Luck is the major factor. I really shouldn't be around here. And at 73, I wonder, you know, how this is still going on. But yes, luck has been a very important factor, a major factor. Also the fact that there have been some wonderful people whom I've worked with, and they have continued to have faith and trust in me. They have been the ones that have kept challenging me, and I have I don't like this word reinvent, because I really don't know what it means. I just feel that with each age and with each decade that I have to pass through, you know, your physicality changes, your demeanor changes, times change, story and filmmaking changes, and I'm just very fortunate to have been offered these roles even now at this age.
Well, where does the energy, the passion come from? That's the key. Where, you know, what drives Amitabh Bachchan at the age of 73 to be out there on the sets every day?
Yeah, I don't know. Everyone keeps asking me that, as though, you know, there's no one else that has the same amount of energy. I don't know whether I possess any kind of energy. I just feel that if I'm capable to get out of bed and get in front of a camera and portray what has been asked of me to portray, then, you know, my job is secure in some sense. But I enjoy being in front of the camera. That's the only thing that I possibly know. I don't know anything else. I just love the idea of being in front of a lot of each generation that has come with me, fortunately. I love this generation. They're young, they're determined, they're aggressive, they're so confident, and they're extremely talented. And I just love being in their company. The average age on set where I am is about 25, and you know, I'm 73, so there's a large age difference. But I just feel wonderful being with them, and I guess that's really the splash of energy that you keep referring to.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You know, Deepika Padukone is in her 20s, you're 73. In a sense, if I may say so, you've crossed about 3 to almost 4 generations of actresses. How do you approach acting with a Deepika Padukone, for example, as a fatherly figure, or dare I say a grandfatherly figure?
Yes, I have. No, I don't feel grandfatherish. I don't feel fatherish. I feel very envious that I'm not, you know, being able to play the leading man opposite them. Yeah, but you know, that apart, yes, it's always a great pleasure to be with them, and all of them, as I said earlier, they're all so talented and wonderful company that I just enjoy being in the same environment as them. But yes, I do feel envious that I'm not around at the same time as them. And I wish I was younger, where I could play leading men to them.
You know, the other day I was on a flight from Singapore, and I was watching Chupke Chupke, you and Dharmendra, you know, and the wonderful music. And that's what led me to believe that maybe something's gone wrong. You know, the kind of songs, the Saregama song that the two of you sang in that film, Rafi, Kishore, it's all gone, has it?
Yeah, I agree with you. Though, you know, some of the films still have that odd number which is quite beautiful and very soft and lyrical and lovely words. I mean, I'm sorry for saying this, but if you were to listen to Piku's music, for example, it's different from the kind of reference that you were talking about. It's got a harmonious beauty about it. There are lovely words to it as well. So I think a lot depends upon the kind of film that you're making, and I'm happy that people were receptive to a film like Piku because it did contain those kind of songs and lyrics and the harmonious melodies that we were so used to in the 60s and the 70s.
That's right. Geet pehle bana tha ya pehle bani thi sargam from Chupke Chupke. But now that you are a grandfather, do you regret that you don't have time for your granddaughter perhaps, or are you making a conscious effort to make the time from all your other film commitments?
No, we make time now. That's an absolute necessity and something that is high up on our agenda. So even though we work around the clock, there's always a bracket which is according to her timings. We try and spend time with her. It's a wonderful age, and as I said, you know, this generation is completely different from the generation that we came up in and grew up in, and our children really grew up. At 3.5, my granddaughter is already sounding like a grandmother. She has the kind of responses and questions which we are absolutely surprised by. They're so technical and so tech-savvy. At 1.5, she was operating her own iPad. So you can imagine, you know, what this generation is going to be. But it's wonderful to be in their company and spend time with them.
And the world of television, is that only confined to being the quiz master in KBC, or are we going to see more of you on the small screen as well?
I'm actually waiting for Sony to come back with that. They are in discussion. I am contracted for this year as well. So let's see what happens there. Hopefully there will be something, either KBC or something else. But yes, I am contracted for another year. So something should happen on television. But I do love television, and I would love to be on it in some form or the other. And if not KBC, yes, if there is some other offer, I'd be open to that, and I would love to consider it. It's really the future, I think, whether it is television serials or whether it is just being on television. I find that is a huge opportunity, worthy of great expansion. I envy all of you because you are, you know, continuously on it, and it must be a greatly satisfying job for all of you.
I'm going to then make you an offer. If you find my jobs, you know, possibly satisfying, do you want to come and do the 9 o'clock news? Do you want to come and be a news anchor, perhaps in the autumn of your film career?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that, provided I'm promoting one of my films.
Well, one thing is for sure, that if you would...
I don't have the, Rajdeep, I don't have the kind of acumen as far as political knowledge and current affairs are concerned, but you know, I really admire all of you who do this, and it must require a huge amount of homework and preparation before you can come out there. But it's a very, very creditable job, and I must compliment all of you on that.
Actually, it doesn't require very much. We just read off an auto cue, Mr. Bachchan. But one thing is for sure, that if you were to come and do the 9 p.m. news, our ratings would go up, and your guests would be intimidated by your sheer voice, the power of your voice.
Look, I don't know why so much is made out of all this. It's really quite unnecessary. But really, it's more the content of what you say, how you assess it, how you debate it, how you question, re-question, how you historically find defensive and offensive quips in order to keep something going. It's a tough job because there is a kind of, you know, an immediate reaction that is required from all of you. Television is bad television even if there's a gap of a second, is what I've always reckoned. And so to keep that going continuously is a hell of a job, and really great credit to all of you.
Do you think though that, you know, since you watch news, since you're interested in current affairs, are you among those who believe there's too much of negativism on news, too much of sensation? Do you want to see the nature of TV news perhaps change, Mr. Bachchan?
Yeah, I think this is a topic that requires a lot more debate and discussion because, yes, if I was to say that, yes, there is too much negativity and therefore it gets a little, oppressive, you would stop it, let us say. But how do you stop the 800 other channels? And then the question comes up then, when we give too much positivity, some of the reality is not shown. It's a debatable point. But ideally, there should be a good balance between the two. I know that some of the negativity needs to be told. You need to question. You need to ask some questions which are not palatable to a lot of people. But that's your job, and you need to put across both sides of the story. And that may not sound very good to some people, but others in the country may want to know about it. So it's really a very debatable point. But yes, I do think that some amount of reasonable balance would be more effective.